It's hard to say. I mean, it's not uncommon for the assessments to be high seven figures, though. But again,
in terms of the payment. Yeah.
The payments to the states. And now when I say that, I mean multiple states.
But the seven-figure payout, so like the multi-million-dollar payout, that's going to come because that's literally that's the interest and penalties, or that's like the property that's being turned over. That must be the interest and penalties.
Yeah, that's
property would be a lot more. Yeah.
No, that's the principal. That would be the underlying property. So you could have P&I on top of that.
Because the turning over of the property is what they should be doing anyway. So that doesn't seem like a cost to them. Like they should be doing it. I guess my question is, what are they paying? Like, what's the actual risk from a fiscal standpoint?
Right. No, I mean, I guess the cost associated with the audit would be obviously the expenditure of resources. Again, any interest and penalty that they could be exposed to pursuant to the audit.
Okay.
That's really.
Have you seen, in your work, what's the biggest, just hypothetically, like, what's the range of interest penalties you've seen your clients pay?
Oh gosh, anywhere from $0 to millions of dollars.
But is it millions or tens of millions? Because I think part of, just so you, Sister Work, part of the question that before we go and try to help our client with this problem, we want to make sure it's worth it to them to hire us.
Sure.
We're not going to do the work if we think we can't deliver the impact, or at least 10x the impact of what they pay us. And so it would be helpful to get a sense of what this is actually costing these guys.
Yeah, I mean, without knowing a specific compliance scenario, have they been out of compliance for a while? Have they not looked at? I'll give you one of our client examples. Largest internet bank, right, had a real issue with internal operations surrounding certificates of deposit. Okay, the rest of their operations were, we had basically been involved with their compliance. We also do the outsourcing of compliance here. We had basically been their outsource provider since their inception. Everything on the demand deposit side, they don't have a huge suite of services that they offer, but certainly demand deposits for many years and CDs. On the demand deposit side, they were 100% compliance. We could certainly attest to that fact. We were doing it, so that was fine. But there was an audit where time deposits were made the sort of the central subject of the audit, and there was a number of items that were found to be late. It should have been filed to states in years prior. And that was, I mean, all told, and we're talking 40 plus states. It was, I think, between 7 and 10 million.
Got it. And just, could you give me a sense of the scale of the internet bank?
In terms of, I don't know what their total asset management
even just a range, or just whatever your metric would be. I just want to be able to benchmark it against our clients.
Sure. They are about $170 billion.
Okay.
Assets.
Great. All right, that's very helpful. And then could I ask you I don't know if this is a personal question, but the other question we're looking at, the other way we're trying to get around this question of what is it actually worth to get this right, is to understand a bit about the vendor market. And sort of what is it like, and I don't know if you think about what you charge your clients or what other of your competitors in the space do, or what are the products that are out there to support banks with achievement. It would just be great to get your thoughts on what is the actual scale of the industry supporting it.
I think the industry is, as far as the consultant side and the legal, the counsel side, most of most of this industry operates on an hourly rate model, right? I mean, it was born out of law firms. It was born out of the